Hello and welcome to our new webinar. My name is Paul Seven. I'm from Benchmark Email UK. And today's webinar, we're going to be talking about how to maximize deliverability. It's a tactical list management guide for Google and Yahoo's email policy update. We'll wait a quick minute or two for the latecomers. Let them join and test their sound equipment. Meanwhile, I'd like to ask if there's any questions. Please leave them to the end. I'll be going. I'll have a quick overview of what it means, the guide for Google and Yahoo, and then we'll dive into a sort of demo to see how we can put all this theory into practice. So I think we could start now. As I said, the agenda is going to be first that block on understanding what the new email policies are. Then we'll have a deep dive into the list management, move on to the adapting to these new policy changes, and then integrating those policy changes with our list management. So understanding the new email policies, we're going to have a quick overview of Google and Yahoo's email policy updates. What does this really mean? Well, basically, we could put it down to 3 points. Authenticate your sending domain using SPF and DKIM authentication, allowing for simple unsubscription, and also maintaining a rate of spam reports in Google Postmaster tools below the 0.1%. So what are the reasons behind these changes? As from the 1st of February 2024, Google and Yahoo require that all email senders, both large and small, to comply with these new requirements. They are to authenticate your sending domain using SPF and DKIM authentication, to allow very simple unsubscription, and as we said before, to maintain a rate of spam reports in Google Postmaster tools below the 0.1%. Now, SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework, and DKIM stands for Domain Keys Identified Mails. Both are key email authentication methods used to combat spam and phishing by verifying the sender's identity and ensuring the integrity of the email content. These policies are being put in place to improve mailbox protection against spam, phishing, and spoofing. Now, how will these affect email marketers and email deliverability? Now, there's going to be stricter email authentication. If your emails fail to properly authenticate using the standards, including the SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, there's a higher chance they'll be marked as spam or they'll be rejected entirely. These policies make it essential for senders to correctly set up and maintain these authentication protocols. The enhanced filtering algorithms, well, both Google and Yahoo continuously update their filtering algorithms to better identify spam or malicious emails. If your emails resemble spam in content or in sending patterns, or there is a lack of engagement, they could be filtered out directly. And this obviously affects or will reduce deliverability. The third is there's going to be an increased focus on user engagement as a key metric. What does this mean? Well, email providers, these email providers are placing more emphasis on user engagement. Things such as open rates, click-through rates, and how users interact with your emails. This will determine inbox placement. Emails that consistently engage users are more likely to be delivered to the inbox. So what they're after is not just sending emails for sending emails, but sending emails that make people interested in the content and get them engaged. The next one, or the fourth, would be the penalties for non-compliance. Now, failing to comply with the updated policies can result in emails being blocked or being sent directly to the spam folder. This obviously will directly affect deliverability. This makes it important for businesses to stay informed and adapt their email strategies accordingly. Okay, now we'll get into how marketers can adapt to these changes soon. But first, I want to discuss a little bit about list management, since this also plays quite a role in deliverability. The importance of a clean and segmented email list. Having a clean and segmented email list is crucial for effective email list maintenance for several reasons. First, improved deliverability. A clean email list and free from invalid or outdated addresses reduces bounce rates. High bounce rates can damage your sender reputation, and that will lead to emails being filtered as spam, meaning that if you do get a lot of bounce rates, that would affect the good emails. Second point is to increase engagement. We can do this by segmenting your list. As I said, increased engagement means that the content you're sending and you're sharing is actually of interest to those receiving it. So one of the things we can do is to segment our list. We can tailor the content to the different segments based on their interest. I'll show you a little bit later while we do a bit of a demo, but it's quite easy. So if you tailor the content to the different segments based on the interests or the behaviors or demographics, this can help engagement. This personalization typically leads to a higher engagement rate because as recipients find the content more relevant and valuable, they will engage further. This will then again be picked up by the ISPs, by your Googles and Yahoos. Now, better sender reputation. What does this mean? Well, the email service providers track. Technology has advanced a hell of a lot in the last years. And now the email service providers can track how recipients interact with the actual emails. So a clean and engaged list ensures, on the whole, more opens and clicks and fewer spam reports. Now, these positive interactions enhance your sender reputation, and that improves the overall deliverability. The last bit is efficient resource use. Now, sending emails to a clean and segmented list ensures that you're not wasting resources on unengaged or non-existent recipients. This efficiency can then lead to cost savings and better use of marketing efforts. Why send to 100,000 a contact list if you know that 50,000 will not open your list? You might as well reduce your costs. Now, the importance of a clean and segmented email list. The accurate metrics and analysis. Clean and segmented lists provide more accurate data on how emails are performing. Now, this clarity is quite crucial for assessing the effectiveness of your email campaigns and for making, obviously, informed decisions on data. Compliance and regulations. Laws such as the GDPR or the CAN-SPAM Act require businesses to obtain consent from recipients and allow them to opt out of communications. A clean list ensures compliance with these regulations, reducing the risk of legal penalties. Reduce spam complaints. By targeting only those who are interested and have opted in, you minimize the risk of recipients marking your emails as spam, and that can seriously harm your sender reputation. And the fourth point I'd like to mention is the enhanced customer experience. So segmented and personalized emails contribute to a better customer experience because recipients are more likely to feel valued and understood. And that, in the long run, strengthens their loyalty and their connection towards your brand or your company. So to practice an effective list management, you have to do the following. Your regular cleaning and updating. I'll show you later. But periodically remove inactive, invalid, or bounced email addresses. Regularly updating your lists keeps them clean, and that reduces bounce rate, and that again improves deliverability. Segmentation. Divide your email lists into smaller segments based on criteria like demographics or purchase history, engagement level, or interest. We'll then again run a little bit later, and I'll show you how to segment your lists. Consent and compliance. You must ensure that all subscribers have explicitly opted in to receive emails. We have to comply with regulations like GDPR, CAN-SPAM Act, and others that are relevant to your audience's location to avoid legal issues and maintain trust. Engagement tracking. To monitor how subscribers interact with your emails, so that's open rates, your click-through rates, etc. Yeah? This data helps in understanding what content resonates with your audience, and thus you can refine your overall strategy. Personalization. Now, use the information you have about your subscribers to personalize emails. Personalized content, such as using the recipient's name or referencing their previous interactions, can significantly boost engagement. What does that mean? If you have a list of people that have purchased an object or have gone to a certain concert, you could use that information within your email, and they'll realize this is all right. They're sending this email because I did such an action in the past. Now, the principles of effective list management. Now, preference management. You must give subscribers control over their preferences, like how often they want to receive emails and about what topics they would like to read. This respects their choices and can reduce unsubscribe rates. Quality over quantity. Focus on the quality of your subscribers rather than just the quality, because engaged and interested subscribers are more valuable than a large number of disengaged users. They will obviously, again, affect your sender quality, and this will be then again be picked up by your Yahoos and your Googles. Re-engagement campaigns. Now, regularly reach out to inactive subscribers with targeted re-engagement campaigns. If there's no response, well, think about removing those contacts from your list. A/B testing. Now, if you regularly test different aspects of your emails, so like subject lines or your content or even sending times, you could see what works best with your audience, and you can continuously optimize based on results. Now, feedback loops and analysis. If we implement feedback mechanisms to understand why subscribers may opt out and use this data to improve, we can then regularly analyze our campaigns, and we can then again identify trends or successes or areas of improvement. Now, Adapting to policy changes, compliance with the new policies. Now, to align with Google and Yahoo's email policy updates, marketers should take specific steps that not only comply with the new regulations, but also optimize their email strategies for maximum effectiveness. Now, let's have a look at some key actions that we must consider. Ensure proper email authentication. Implement and correctly configure your SPF, your sender policy framework, on your DKIM, domain keys, identified mail, and DMARC, domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conference records. Now, these authentication protocols are quite crucial for verifying that your emails are legitimate. I'll show you how to do this later using our platform. As we said, maintain a clean email list. Use the tips that we mentioned earlier, like regularly removing inactive subscribers, invalid email addresses, or have bounces from the email list to have it a nice and clean email list. Enhance your email content and relevance. So create engaging, high-quality content that is relevant to your audience. Avoid spammy language and ensure that your emails languages do provide value to the recipients. Again, segment your email list. As I mentioned earlier, divide your email list into targeted segments based on user behavior, on the interests, on the demographics, or other relevant criteria. That will allow for more personalized and more effective email campaigns. Then monitor your sender reputation. If you keep track of your sender score, which reflects your reputation as an email sender, a good sender scores improves, again, as we said, the likelihood of your emails reaching the inbox. More, so we can adopt a double opt-in process, using a double opt-in process for new subscribers to ensure that they genuinely want to receive your emails. You might have, as we mentioned earlier, it's better quality than quantity. They might say, yeah, all right, I want to sign up for your newsletter, but then realize, well, not really. Make sure they really want to receive your emails. This process also helps in verifying the validity of the email addresses. Focus on user engagement. Monitor and analyze how subscribers interact with your emails. High engagement rates are favorably viewed by email service providers and can improve your deliverability. Test and optimize email campaigns. Regularly conduct A/B testing to determine the most effective strategies for subject lines, content, and sending times. Excuse me. Test and optimize email campaigns. So regularly conduct A/B testing to determine the most effective strategies for subject lines, for content, sending times. This also helps determine what works and what doesn't. And if you keep using what doesn't work, your engagement will suffer. Responsive design and accessibility. Everybody uses a mobile phone. So make sure your emails are designed to be easily readable on all devices, including mobile. So pay attention to aspects like font size, button sizes, and overall layout. Make it easy for whoever receives your email to be able to engage with it. Manage feedback and unsubscribes quite effectively. So implement clear and easy to use unsubscribed options. Respect those unsubscribe requests quite promptly Also, set up feedback loops to monitor and respond spam complaints. Educate and train your team. Ensure that everybody involved in your email marketing process understands the importance of these updates and how they can comply with them. Now, how can benchmark email help? Well, benchmark email has some features that can definitely help in all of these aspects. We'll see in a little while. Things such as segmentation capabilities. So you can break down your list by demographics or customer likes or customer dislikes, and you can send the most relevant content to all your subscribers. Smart content. Well, this is a feature that Benchmark Email has. This is to avoid the writer's block. It's an AI copywriting feature. It's called Smart Content. And you can take a fresh take on evergreen topics. Use it to send personalized email content to your subscribers, and you can keep email engagement high. Smart sending. What is? Our smart sending feature automatically removes unengaged email addresses from your email sends. So you're only sending emails to your most engaged and interested subscribers. This will help improve your deliverability. This will then again your sender score, increase your sender score, and then you can re-add those unengaged emails to future re-engagement campaigns. They're not erased from the list. They're just jumped from one campaign to another. Polls and surveys. You can use our tool to send polls and surveys to your subscribers to see what kinds of contents they want or how often they want to receive emails from you. This can ensure that they're happy with the frequency and content, so they're less likely to unsubscribe. Reporting. Our reporting feature allows you to shows you your performance points, such as open rates, your unsubscribe rates, your click rates, and much more. You can tap into these insights, and you can be on top of how well your emails are doing. And then those emails, are they aligning correctly, and how you can improve on them. Now, once I've said all of this, I would like to take it on from here and walk you through how Benchmark Email can help you maintain a clean and organized list for optimal deliverability. Let me show you. I guess we could all see my screen. This is a Benchmark Email. I'm not Irene, but this is our test, so I can show you. Now, the first thing I'd like to run through is how to clean your contact list. Now, the first thing we would do is go into contacts, into lists, obviously, because we want to clean. I have some of them here, and let's dive into monthly newsletter. This is a list that has 52 active contents, and that was created about a year ago. To clean the list, we hit there. We have edit, clean list, and add contents. We hit clean list. List hygiene is the practice of keeping the lists clean of those email addresses that never get received or go nowhere. Now, the clean list feature shows you hard bounces, soft bounces, and contacts who have not opened in the last X number of campaigns. Hard bounces, obviously, I clean my list quite regularly, but hard bounces should be erased. Hard bounces mostly are due to the fact that they do not exist. And so therefore, if they do not exist, you're sending an email to something that will never receive, will never be delivered to. Also, ISPs or your Yahoos, your Gmails sometimes maintain open those inboxes to catch people and make sure and check if they're spammers. So it's a good thing to regularly clean your list from the hard bounces, because they could leave it as a spam trap. They would leave it open and see who is sending emails. As I said, the technology is quite advanced and they know who you are, and this will affect your sender reputation. Soft bounces you can leave because sometimes they will probably re-engage down the line. That's if you want to do extra marketing campaigns for the soft bounces, you could. And now another feature we like is that contacts who have not opened the last campaigns. If we select here, we could go to last 5 campaigns, 10, 20, or 30. I'll go for the last 5 campaigns, and we realize that 2 contacts have not opened those last 5 campaigns. What can we do with this? Well, we can either create a new list or remove from a list. I generally like to create a new list to keep it, and then once I've created, I want to remove from this list. So this is a way of cleaning our list. Now, there's also other ways of cleaning lists. We could go through the email reports, or we could go through the segmenting option. Let's go and show you how you can clean the list through the email report. This is an email report. Let's check. Yes, this is the email. I want to clean the lists. Let's go into the report. Okay, total contacts, opens, clicks, bounces, unsubscribed. Let's go to activity details. First thing we see is the opens. Who have opened our emails? Well, we want to go into the unopens. Who has not opened your emails? You have unsubscribed, abuse, bounces. You could also, or bounce types, you could go soft bounces or hard bounces. In this case, let's go to those unopened. What do we want to do with this? Well, we could either export to a file, then we bring it down to local, to your computer, and we can re-upload later on. The same we could do with the bounces. We go to all bounces, hard bounces. We have no data because I regularly clean my list. And I would then remove them from these lists. The other way I wanted to show you is how to, with a targeted list. So let's go again to the list. Let's create a new list, and not a regular list. It's going to be a targeted list. What do we want? General clicks and opens or click focus? Click focus is obviously just focused on those that have clicked on your emails. Well, no, we want a more open approach, which is general clicks and opens. Now we need to select the campaigns to create the engagement list. We will go to the last campaign would be that one, hiking. We choose the last campaign. We could choose many. Now, We are going to create a list based on the campaign Hiking 2024. 52 emails were sent, 48 were opened, but 0 clicks. What is it? Is it based on engagement or non-engagement? Did they open one email or all emails? And what kind of engagement type do we want to do? Clicks or opens? Let's go for opens. As you can see, clicks is 0, opens is 48. We would then name that list, and we would have a list with your engagement criteria, either these that have engaged, or on the other hand, those that have not engaged with your emails and new list. That depends on your marketing strategy and what you would like to do with this list. Now, another way, very similar to this, is how to make a segment. A segment of a list. Now, let me see. I have uploaded a list. I hope you could see here. This is my list. And we have customized entries, fields, extra 3, extra 4, extra 5, extra 6. Extra 4 and extra 5, I have renamed them. Item purchased and interest. Let's go back. So we go to contact list segments, and now we want to create a new segment. Let me show you how we've done this. Sorry. Let me go to the list. I will show you how this list has imported, and I show you all the fields. We go into the monthly newsletter list. We go to edit, and here we can see the first, second, third, and fourth are fixed. But from then on, you can actually customize the field name. If you keep on going, we'll be able to see right at the end, there's extra 3. You can see extra 4 item purchased, extra 5 has been renamed as interest, and then we have extra 6. So I have a field with certain information that I have uploaded. I want to segment from that list, and I want to know what to pull out the contacts with certain information. As we said earlier on, we want to segment. So let's go back to contacts, segment, and I want to create a new segment. Now select the source list for the segment. Let's go to our monthly newsletter. We're going to give it a name and a description. Save and next. The first thing is they're going to ask us for a segment criteria. So we're going to select. What are we going to select? We are going to go down to item purchased. Let me remember. Item backpack and hiking. We're going to choose. So the first one is item purchased and equals backpack. And then we want to select the second one with interest. We add the criteria and we equals to, we did say hiking, didn't we? Hiking. Let's save and refresh and see how many of these. We have 11 matching contacts that have purchased a backpack and are interested in hiking. So I can now tailor my newsletters with these interests in mind. This could be, as I mentioned earlier, a concert or music or other items of interest that are not necessarily things you buy. They might be interested in travel within certain countries. But this will allow you to segment and to tailor even better your email marketing. Now let's go back. So why are we segmenting? This is what I'd like to. We are segmenting to personalize. What does personalize means? Well, we want to go and customize perfectly and personalize perfectly all our emails. Here's an email draft I have. And I want to edit the design because I want to show you how we can even take it, we can personalize it even more. We are editing. And here's our big text. Dear first name. Well, I'm going to delete this and I want to show you how to personalize. We are here, we go up to personalize, and I want to include a greeting. Primary greeting, dear, and I would like to choose the first name, or first name and last name, or the last name. Dear first name. The alternative greeting, in case that field, there's no information in that first name field, would give us a greetings. Let's insert, and that's dear first name. But if we remember, we also had in our lists, we had more information, so like item purchased and interest. So ready to make your run to the next level, we've got the perfect item purchased to fuel your passion for pounding the pavement. What is this? Let me see. Well, that means that that is a personalized tag that we have pulled out from our list, and we can actually personalize this email to this customer. How did we do that? Well, I will show you again. Let's go back here. We want to include, we've got the perfect what? Well, let's go to contact details. What are we going to put there? We're going to put the best, what has item purchased? And we can insert. So we've got the perfect, and whatever is in that field, in that list, it will fill it automatically. So you will be able to send to this client, to this contact, a more personalized email. This will then again affect your engagement and therefore influence your sender rating. So once we've done that, we could save. Let's go back to the checklist. Before sending our email, let me run through a few things. We've seen the design. We've seen how to personalize and put some tags there that we've pulled out from the actual lists. We're going to send it to, but who are we going to send it to? Let me see. We're going to send to the monthly newsletter. No, hang on. We're going to send it to this segment here, monthly newsletter, hiking. When this little object appears, it means that this is a segment from another list. As we saw earlier, these are the 11 that we chose. But say, hang on, no, I want to send this newsletter, but I want to exclude those that are go for backpack, or those that are going for running, because what I'm sending is not for runners, it's for hikers. Well, we can do this, and we can then send and resegment our emails to our contacts. So we can actually narrow down and send information that is more pertinent to the actual receiver. Let's cancel. I also wanted to show you how to edit, the subject line, how we could also merge and customize. Here is hey contact attribute first name. I have included a merge tag there. So when the subject line appears and they receive the email, they will know it would say, hey, Paul, gear up for success, or hey, first name, whatever first name. If there's no information, it would appear blank. And the same you could do for your preview text. Another thing is to A/B test your subject line to find which one has more engagement. You could use that one and that one. This will use a 5% or 10%, depending on how many you want, and it will send out to your list only 5% or 10%, and then would choose the winner who's got more open rates, and then send that subject line to the winner, the more engaged. And that is mostly what I wanted to go through on the personalization. The last thing we need to have a look at before we go is to actually authenticate the domain. How do we do this in Benchmark Email? Well, to do this, we need to go to our account settings, and when we are in account settings, we go down to domain authentication. We click on domain authentication, and then we will enter the screen. So benchfortest.com, let's have a view. And you can see that we have our SPF and DKIM records in place. There's a green tick. These are the records that we have to include on our DNSs. As you can see, these are CNAMEs. And then we also have to update our DMARC records. If I will, the SPF, it helps you list, it's like a list of those that are allowed to send emails on your behalf. If somebody is not on that list, certain red flags will be raised. This is one of the things that Yahoo and Gmail are demanding now. The DKIM, it makes sure that your emails have not been tampered with during the sending. So imagine they got interfered in the middle of the process. Something got changed, and then that email you sent does not receive as you sent it. Well, this is like a little bit, it's like a certificate to saying that what I sent is what you're receiving. While the DMARC records, it's the policy. It's a TXT record type, and it's a policy. This will let you choose what will happen with the emails that do not pass the above screenings. Well, if something has gone wrong there, so what do I do with this at the moment? And then that gets reflected on your DMARC records. This information, you should go to your domain registrar and update the DNSs. I hope I've clarified that. And I think that's it. Do we have any questions? I have two questions. The first one, you say you clean your lists regularly. How often is that? Once a month, every 6 months, etc.? It does depend on what kind of sender you are. I recommend that having a quick look at least every month to see what's happening. There's a natural churn of people changing jobs. We found that after a year, it's about 15% of the lists in overall Depends on what kind of jobs. But a lot of people do seem to move on, and it's around a 15%. So think that 15% of your emails might of your contacts might not be fresh by the end of the year. Now, second question, do add DMARC for normal emails on your website or domain hosting DNSs? For normal emails on your website, or I'm not too sure. Maybe if you want to send me a quick email. Send me a direct email. Another one is, my question is so basic, but what is the difference between click and open? Oh, well, click is when you receive an email and somebody has a look at it, that is opened. If he then, once it's open, clicks on it, that would be a click. If the value of DMARC provided by benchmark enough as it is, it doesn't have an email embedded in it, but maybe that is not necessary. The value, the DMARC, if as soon as you update this, this should be enough. As soon as you update your, as we know, that is the policy. Is what do I do if some of my emails have not gone through the SPF or the DKIM? What do I do with these emails? And they have to refer back to the DMARC policy, which is like, what should I do with his email? Another question is, what good percentage is email deliverability? You've That very much depends. A minimum of 20%, a minimum of 20%. Anything that betters that is all right, but it's a minimum of 20%. If you're below 20%, you should start getting worried. What is a good CTR? It depends very, very much. Again, what kind of info and what kind of industry you're in. Is it you want to go send tickets? Sorry, does this affect normal email as well as emails being sent by benchmark? I'm not too sure about that. I understand that whoever sends the emails, if you have a private email sender, that should be done automatically, and that should be asked by the actual, if you're using the engine, the Gmail engine, they would probably ask you to actually authenticate your records as well. Definitely for mass email senders, it's mandatory now. And I think that's all the questions we have. Um, well, I thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. And you will be receiving a copy of this recording, if not this afternoon, tomorrow morning. If you have any further questions, you know where to get hold of me. Drop me a line and we can take it on from there. Once again, thank you very much and good day. Bye-bye.